Bitcoin has just printed the most oversold reading on the RSI in its entire history. Historical times suggest that we must be close to a bottom. On the 3-day chart, sellers are actually getting exhausted in the short term, and some form of relief, either a small bounce or a little bit of sideways choppy action. Stablecoin liquidity is at the lowest since FTX collapse. That combination hitting at the same time is historically significant, and it does definitely deserve your attention. Bitcoin just hit the most oversold weekly RSI reading in its entire history. Not just this cycle, not just in the last few years, but ever. In the entire history of Bitcoin as an asset. And while this is happening, we have whales accumulating, on-chain signals firing, and some very important levels to watch across Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and many more altcoins. So, in this video, get ready, because I want to break down exactly what the data is telling us right now and what you need to be watching for moving forward. Let's get into it. Before we do, guys, as always, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy called Jack sitting in his room making videos about his journey in crypto. Also, if you're in the UK, USA, or UAE, please do not watch or engage with my content. So let's start with Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, because this is where the most important signal is in fact sitting right now. The super trend indicator is still in the red. There's a large bearish divergence that has not been invalidated yet. Of course, it's pretty scary. The multi-month trend is technically still bearish, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that, guys. That's just what the chart shows, and I think it's important to be absolutely straight and upfront with you about it. Here's what makes this more genuinely unusual, though. Bitcoin has just printed the most oversold reading on the RSI in its entire history. Not in 2018, not in the COVID crash, not in the brutal 2022 market crash. Never has it seen these lows before. And look, I know some of you are probably going to be thinking, a weekly RSI, of course it can go lower. Feeding grid can go to 1. It's been at 5, it can go lower, it can go to 1, or even, I don't know, 0.5. However, theoretically, it is possible, yes. But historically, it's not happened before. So we can only go with the historical data which we've previously seen and compare it to what we have now. Nearing the bottom is a process, if not the exact bottom to the day. Historical times suggest that we must be close to a bottom. On the 3-day chart, we're still bouncing around in a sideways range, and this is actually similar to what we saw back in November of 2025, where the price put in a local low, held for around a month or so before the larger trend eventually continued. We could be in a similar situation right now. Not a confirmed bottom, of course, but a period of sideways consolidation with a larger bearish trend. A few weeks of breathing room before the market decides its next major direction. Strong support is sitting around 62 to 63k, which is exactly where we bounced, and below that 60k is the next major line. And of course, we have that massive psychological level, and then 57 and 58k, the 200-week moving average. Everyone is talking about that 200-week moving average at $58,000, a level that has shown up at very, very major cycle lows in Bitcoin history. Below that, you're looking at 52k and then 42k as a deeper support level if things really do go to shit. On the 2-hour chart, we've just confirmed a bullish divergence, lower lows in price, higher lows in the RSI. This is the same setup which triggered the short-term relief bounces multiple times over in the last few weeks. Of course, it doesn't mean a massive rip in the market is going to come. What it means is sellers are actually getting exhausted in the short term, and some form of relief, either a small bounce or a little bit of sideways choppy action, is most likely the outcome over the next couple of days. This is a 2-hour signal. We're talking days here, not weeks. On the upside, the resistance sits around 66k and then 68,500. And then there's a massive liquidity pool, which I talked about in previous video, which has been building up from 68.8 to around 69,000 on the liquidation heat map. Of course, the key magnetic price target, if any real bullish momentum builds from here, and to confirm actual strength returning to the market, Bitcoin needs to reclaim probably the 20-day EMA, currently sitting around $69,000. In previous videos, I said unless we're seeing Bitcoin price above 70k, we can't really be talking about anything bullish, to be honest. Also, before we get into Ethereum and altcoins, I do want to give a quick shout out to Chart Chasers. So it's a free Telegram group giving you breaking trading news, live trade setups and signals in real time. And I'm keeping it open and free for the first 100 people to join. So there is a link down below in the description for Chart Chasers. Click it, join it. It's a Telegram group. All you have to do is join, and then all the stuff and activity will be posted in there. First 100 people, it will be open. Then I'm closing the group for a while. And yeah, make sure you go ahead and join. It's a really cool free thing. So Ethereum is also telling a similar story. And honestly, the chart looks nearly identical to Bitcoin right now. On the daily, ETH is testing critical Fibonacci support levels around $18.10 to $18.20. So far, it is holding, but if we get confirmed daily candlestick below the $1,800 range and the price fails to reclaim that level, the next meaningful support is all the way down at $1,500 to $1,600. That would be an extremely painful move for anyone holding Ethereum. On the 4-hour chart, we just confirmed a bullish divergence and higher lows in the RSI, mirroring exactly what we are seeing in Bitcoin. Of course, we know Bitcoin and Ethereum, they move pretty similar. We've also got weaker, but still notable bullish divergence forming on the 8-hour chart. Of course, Solana is also re-entering oversold territory. Solana has been absolutely destroyed like many altcoins, unfortunately, following the exact same price patterns as Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're holding $75 to $80 support zone right now, and that is a level to watch. Break it with conviction, and $66 is the next major level down. Of course, a resistance level sits at $80, which we need to be careful of. Chainlink also telling a pretty similar story, to be honest. I want to be clear about something here though, guys, because I think it's an important thing to say about altcoins in this video. Bitcoin dominance is still holding flat. And what that tells you is that altcoins are going to track Bitcoin very, very closely right now when we're seeing the Bitcoin dominance being flat. There is no independence from altcoins right now. The independence is just not there at all. Altcoins are just building strength. We are not in an altcoin season at the moment. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. Of course, if Bitcoin bounces, altcoins will probably get a bounce as well. If Bitcoin breaks down further, alts will probably get hit harder and faster as well. Be very careful with altcoin positions right now, guys. Insiders and early investors continue unlocking and dumping tokens into the market at scale, and all that sustained sell pressure is real, and it's not going away overnight, especially not with Bitcoin at these prices. Let's look at the on-chain data. Let's take a look at what's going on there, because this is where it all gets really interesting, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on some of these signals. Stablecoin liquidity is at the lowest since FTX collapse. Let that sit just for a second in your mind, guys, because the last time we saw liquidity drained out of the crypto market, that moment turned out to be one of the biggest, most significant lows in Bitcoin history. Now, it doesn't mean it will repeat exactly, of course, but historically, liquidity drainage like this has tended to appear near the end of downturns and near the bottom. The USDT market cap also relative to Bitcoin price is flashing similar signal to what we've seen previously in major lows in every cycle. Now, I want to be completely honest with you guys in this section of the video. Multiple indicators have flashed bottom signals this cycle that turned out to be actually not the bottom. Of course, Bitcoin has kept grinding lower every single time, so I'm not going to sit here and just tell you this is the bottom. I genuinely don't know when the bottom is. Nobody does. What I'm telling you that is we have the most oversold weekly RSI in the asset's history. Stable liquidity as FTX era lows, coin days destroyed at major support, and of course commercial positioning is in fact aligned. That combination hitting at the same time is historically significant, and it does definitely deserve your attention. Now, briefly, the macro, because of course it's affecting crypto right now, whether we like it or not. Tariff uncertainty is weighing on global risk appetite, geopolitical tension in the Middle East that could move oil markets as fast as it escalates. AI having a massive disruption and hammering software stocks hard right now, and the US software ETF is having its worst month since around 2008. Of course, all of this stuff matters for crypto in the short term. What does it all really mean in the very short term, the next couple of days? The bullish divergence across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana and Chainlink on the 2-hour chart is telling us that the selling pressure is easing just a little bit. In my opinion, what could happen over the next few weeks? Well, I'm probably going to make a video about it in tomorrow. I'm going to update you in tomorrow's video about it. I really do think we need to be paying attention to the 200-week moving average. Of course, historically, if we look back, it was a great indicator as when to buy Bitcoin or when the bottom of Bitcoin was. And I really do think it stands strong in today's market as well. It's a great indicator, of course, lagging its 200-week moving average. However, it shows you a major point where if you buy during this time, of course, not financial advice, historically, it is a great time to be buying because always it removes the noise and just basically gives you a good time to buy. So I'm going to make a video on that probably tomorrow. I think it's really interesting. Of course, that's the full picture for today's video, guys. It's the most oversold weekly RSI time in Bitcoin's history. And in the short term, sellers are exhausted. We know that. Everyone is exhausted. The market is pretty shit right now. And it doesn't seem to be giving any leeway for anything more to be coming. And it doesn't seem to be improving anytime soon. However, remember in previous times, this is, I think, my third cycle right now. And always when markets are like this, it's the best time to be accumulating. Of course, it's scary. Of course it is. However, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to dollar cost average in as much as possible to ensure that when the good times are coming, I've already set myself up. That is pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Rambling a little bit. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to make about the best entry point on Bitcoin, in my opinion, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to click the links down below if you did want to, in fact, get a bonus on Bybit or Weeks, and also join Chart Chasers if you did want to get some free signals for the first 100 people, limited only. Of course, not financial advice. I'm just simply allowing you to see what I am trading. What you do with that information, what you do with it is not up to me. And of course, if you're in the UK, USA, or UAE, please do not click any links or engage with any of my content. And I'm not a financial advisor. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.